Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Drew.
How's it going?
It's going all right. How are you doing?
Good.
What are you up to?
Trying to upload a video.
What are you uploading?
Aerial footage of the Pure Machine 18 to put in the interview that Dave Lorenz is having tomorrow with the Golf Channel.
I forgot one thing. We're here in St. Ignace.
Yes.
St. Ignace in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. We come here a lot, I think. It's one of my favorite places to stop on our way up to our adventures in the UP. Would you agree?
I would totally agree. These are really big waves.
Yeah, I know. Suddenly, everything came in. I'm trying this thing where we just sit and talk about video stuff. You can keep doing stuff.
I'm getting distracted.
You sure?
Stop. No, I'm fine.
Are you?
I'll
Is the
focus.
upload
I'll stay
almost done?
No, it's going really slow. It's
Oh.
taking a long time.
Good signal. Still on 3G.
It's on LTE now. Hopefully it speeds up.
You just finished up working on a pretty big project called Connections.
It's basically about fly fishing, but it's not about fly fishing. It's about the feeling that you get, the pardon the pun, but getting hooked on the sport, and why you, even though it's never about the fish that you catch, it's always about the next fish or the possibility of catching another one. That's so kind of talking about that that thought process and getting inside the heads of people who fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell me a little bit of how that production came about, or like, where from the video perspective, what was the process for you guys?
Sure. Well, with this video and with a lot of the videos that we do, I think the underlying, like the first thing we need to do is come up with the story and what's the message, I guess. So, at the very beginning, it started out being we want to make a video about the AuSable River. We determined that fly fishing was the best thing to make this video about, and so we began this process talking with people who are really into fly fishing and talking about stories that have been told and how we can make a video that has a good story that isn't just going to get lost in all the other fly fishing videos that are out there. And so we kind of landed on this idea that we were going to tell 3 different stories in parallel, and through 3 people's experiences we would see basically how different kinds of people go to the river looking for different kinds of experiences. They go to the same place with the same fish and they have similar experiences, but all of them are still satisfied. And so that was kind of the idea going into it, that we would follow the experiences of 3 different types of people.
What made the AuSable video different is you were able to get away from trying to sell something in a way that you I don't know what clicked, and maybe you can tell me like what clicked, where you're like, I'm just gonna talk about something bigger than.
Yeah, no, I can definitely talk about that. I mean, I think when we said we wanted to make a video about the AuSable River, we had to realize that people outside Michigan don't necessarily care about the AuSable River as much, and they are our market. So if we make the video about the AuSable River, they might see that and be like, that's not my river. They might not care. But if we make it about fly fishing and we happen to be on the AuSable River, then they'll definitely make a connection with that. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of spearheaded that thought process. And
more fishing puns.
I know, I can't stop. And so that. We definitely, it was not a hard sell on Michigan, it was not a hard sell on the AuSable. We just happened to be there, and we did mention it a few times, but we didn't talk about, like, a couple things that we bounced around in the beginning of the process was like, we should talk about the history of the AuSable, we should talk about the old AuSable river boats, the things that are like really specific to the, and we used those, and they're definitely in there, but we don't really hit it full on. Really what it's about is just fishing. So someone in Colorado can watch this, be like, yeah, all that is true about fishing, and I, subconsciously maybe they'll think maybe I should check out this river, or maybe they think I didn't know Michigan was so relevant in trout fishing or something like that. So,
Right.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you found essential as a videographer? Some of the tools of the trade, geek out if you want to, that really bring the production size down, but still maintaining like a good look, a quality look without a quality price tag.
you can never bring enough gear, and sometimes I'll say like, oh, I need these 5 lenses, and then the shoot's done, and I realize I only used those 2, and then I'm like, why did I carry that 15 pounds of that, those lenses? And so it's a battle that I have not found the secret to 100%. But there's definitely a balance in, how good does the footage need to look in order to give people that connection, no pun intended, to get that connection, that especially if it's like you tell good stories, people are still going to really enjoy the video. I mean, if I was always told when it came to recording music, people will listen to and love a bad recording of a really good song, but a good recording of a bad song is never going to sell.
That's ultimately what you're shooting is more important than what you're shooting on.
But then at the same time, it's nice to have, I totally agree, but we can have really lightweight gear and capture just about anything we want to capture, and something that could fit in a backpack.
There's a happy medium between those things.
Totally.
But like you said, our 6300s are like, oh, that's cute. You guys are photographers.
Right, yeah.
That's nice.
I do photography too.
Yeah.
I think even more than gear though is like staying as nimble as we do is really the secret to that, is that we wear all the hats, and that we both wear all the hats, and that there's no one in our team that's just the producer or just the location scout. Like, we do all the work ourselves. We find all the locations. We talk directly with all the talent. All this stuff is part of why I like this job, really, is that we get to wear all the hats. And so
but at the same time lean on each other's skills for certain things. Like, you're right, each of us end up doing like basically the same things, but there are times when I'm like, Drew's much better at this than I am, and like, especially like color corrections. Like, there's so many times I'm like, dude,
I think it's just that it's something that I care about.
No,
I'm more particular with the kind of stuff.
I wish I cared about it as much as you do.
It's okay that you know.
But it's also like, I just can't see it. Literally, my eyes don't work like your eyes, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm satisfied. I want you to be happy.
It keeps reminding me of that, what's that contact commercial? Look with your special eyes. My brand. Do you remember that?
No.
I'll have to show you that. Anyway.
Yeah. What else do you want to talk about? What's going on?
So is this a series that we're going to continue doing?
I hope so.
Well, what else are we going to talk about?
I don't know. Like other projects that come up. Other things that, we're kind of thinking about. We could have like guest people come on as well and like hang out with us and just talk.
Cool. One thing I want to talk about more for another episode is more about storytelling and how to make a story more compelling.
All right.
Or how to, that's always the question, right? Because I think you'd agree, there are a lot of videos out there that are like really cool shots. The camera moves in a cool way, and like, or they have like the super expensive camera that has like an amazing picture quality, but the story is still
Garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage.
It's like nothing there.
And even if it is, like, it just doesn't. I think that's what separates pros from amateurs more than image quality these days, especially since camera technology is like getting so much better.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a good preview for
another episode
next time. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, man. See, now I want to get into it, but we'll save it.
Yeah, we'll save it.
Cool.
I'll think about it though.
All right.
Cool.
I don't know how to finish this.
So until next time.
Oh, we should. Oh, yeah. That's gonna be the spike.
See you later. Yeah, we'll be, since it's at the end.